I'm Kumar Rakesh. You are watching Global Governance News TV. Today we have started the new program, the GGN TV News Analysis. We'll just put some news items, 5, 6, 7, whatever, and we'll just give you special inputs, special comments inside a story about the news, why the news, that issues become the news. So, a special news analysis we can say with inside stories. So today we have I think 6 to 7 news today. We'll discuss accordingly, and the Navneet Rana case, very hot topics today. And Venkia Naidu yesterday just spoke on in Bangalore Press Club about the role of media, new media, and also talk about the anti-defection law. And BJP President JP Nadda was in Ghaziabad yesterday, and new row of the controversy of B.S. Yediyurappa in Karnataka politics, and Uddhav Thackeray and the PM. Just I think that this is second time Uddhav Thackeray did not attend the meetings of the PM. With many just say the experts say the violation of protocol also, some political tensions also, many. But with the new story and knew the lies story of the Kerala education minister versus AAP, RTC and Sisodiya, how just they're trying to brand themselves. They are the best education minister, and Delhi is the best one in the education field. Although there are only, I think, uh, not a number of schools has been modernized, but they are claiming they have done it, a new model of education. And this is expertise of, I think, Arvind Kejriwal. Everybody knows it. And how just in Assam, the new narratives going to be stronger day by day under the esteemed leadership of Mr. Hemant Biswa Sarma, the energetic CM, youth CM. So now I am just uh, going to inside the discussion of the Navneet Rana case of today. Just you see the both yeah, this couple has started to protest outside Matosri on Saturday, were arrested by Mumbai police late last night, and presented before the Bandra court on Sunday. And Hanuman Chalisha just wrote no relief for the Ravirana wife as Bombay High Court refuses to quash FIR. And the Bombay High Court has dismissed the petition filed by Maharashtra MP Navneet Rana and her MLA husband Ravi Rana, seeking to quash the FIR filed for allegedly assaulting the police officer who came to arrest the couple. The police action came after the people threatened to demonstrate outside Matosri Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray's private residence in Mumbai and recite the Hanuman Chalisa. So we can understand the crime in India, Bharat. If you just chant Hanuman Chalisa, will be arrested. But if you will just pray namaz, the traffic, the blockade the road and traffic, that is not a crime. Where is the court? Why don't they take so more to? What's the problem? The court. And now the court is dismissing the plea, such a declaration that person would recite some religious verses, either in personal residence of another person or even the public place, certainly first the breach of the personal liberty of another person. How just no one above the country first, nation first. And secondly, court is saying if a declaration is made by a particular religious verses will recite it on public street is justified in carrying apprehension such a result in disturbance to law and order. But now political whole would also develop the state. Maharashtra now it was Hina chief Uddhav Thackeray brother Raj Thackeray gave an ultimatum to the state to remove the loudspeaker from the mosque. Unless all such loudspeakers are removed by May 3rd, the MNS would play the Hanuman Chalisa to counter the Azan Raj Thackeray had warned. And the Roshun and snowball, the politician couple jumping on the wagon Saturday. That is now the new decision of court. We could not understand how the Honorable Court is behaving in just, we can say, I think, I request, I appeal to the court should also, either High Court of the Mumbai High Court and the Supreme Court I request, urge, appeal, they should also take the suo motu for that Nawaz on the roads, how they are giving the chaos on the different roads recently in the um, Gurgaon. I think all, according to constitution, all are same, whether the caste and religion, all are citizens of country. They should obey the law. Law should not be like that, whatever they think. So another, just a story, I'll just tell you about the Mr. Venkaya Naidu. Venkaya Naidu ji was in Bangalore on yesterday, and he just urged need of amendment, need to amendment anti-defection law. So, uh, Vice President of India, Bharat Venkaya Naidu, expressed on Sunday concern over the loopholes in the anti-defection law and pitched for amendments to the legislation to make it effective. Delivering a lecture on media's role in New India at the press club in Bangalore, Naidu said there are certain loopholes in anti-defection law which need to be plugged in order to curb defection of legislation from one party to another. It's allows wholesale defection but not retail defection. So people try to mobilize numbers. As we know, the nature of the vice president is very um, open mind, and he has been the president of BJP. He has seen the politics more than 40 years. He is a very he started the career from the block level to vice president of India, a big journey, and always uh, emphatically always the say in the blunt ways, simple things in the blunt way. This is a quality. I think if I remember Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he was also just trying to advocate for the electoral reforms law that is still pending more than 45 years. So all politicians should think with the thoughts of Mr. Venkaya Naidu, and they should go ahead with the on this anti-defection law, which just now the curse for the democracy. Now we can say, so just Prime Minister in Jammu Kashmir after 3 years, PM Narendra Bhai Modi reached Jammu Kashmir with all India Panchayati Sarpanch Sammelan. All were there, and the huge crowd reached out the JK via Infrapos integrated project of 20,000 crore INR, and tells well youth will not suffer way your parents did. So new India is now and going in the Palli area in Samba, and Lieutenant Governor Mr. Manoj Sinha was there. Giriraj Singh, Union Panchayati Raj Minister, also there, and their PM was very just energetic on that way. After I think 5th August 2019, evaluation of 370, he was there, and he assured the youth in Kashmir Valley they will never face the kind of suffering their parents and grandparents faced in the past. So, newly launched project worth 20,000 crore, which PM Modi inaugurated from the village Pali in Samba district of Jammu and Kashmir, include the Banihal Kazigund Road tunnel that is expected to reduce travel time in Jammu and Srinagar by 2 hours, and 500 kV solar power plant at Pali. Foundation stone were laid for the Ratal and Kwar hydel projects in River Chenab and the Delhi Amritsar Katra Expressway, among others. As you said, how just work is going on, country is going to prosper. Referring the change to work culture in Union Territory, PM Narendra Modi speaking on the occasion, Panchayat Raj Divas, there was a time when government file from Delhi used to take 2 or 3 weeks to reach Delhi and Kashmir. Now I happy now your file is going to be the very speedy way that house in the Pali village will now the solar power, and also promise to take JK the new heights. And just you see, if the JK politics, JK in India politics, I have seen since I think 88, 89, very closely was the activity of Jammu Kashmir. Never been happen this type of work by any government, whatever Modi government has been doing, and many elections held, and but the anti-social element and the anti-India elements already still working their agenda at the behest of the Pakistani support. They should understand now Jammu Kashmir is in the safe hand, and now public people of Jammu Kashmir all brothers sisters are just a part and parcel of this developing Indian Modi government. So we should understand, no any Gupkar gang conspiracy will be succeed. Now I'll stick the short notice of Mr. JP Nadda. JP Nadda is a party president of BJP, national president. The long career in the politics, and especially in BJP, he has been the part and parcel of Akhil Vidyarthi Bharati Parishad. Also, on Sunday, made a short trip to Ghaziabad, where he, along with the party workers, listened to the Prime Minister's Modi monthly radio program, Man Ki Baat. And event was organized in the Sahabad Assembly constituency, which BJP won the 2017 and 22 with the highest margin in UP. At the venue, the life-size cuts of Prime Minister Narendra Modi was placed, where people could click selfies. On that occasion, Mr. Nadda made a brief speech and also the program. And he said that through Man Ki Baat, people has been connected himself. Prime Minister has connected to himself, the public. And BJP Rajya Sabha MP and the chief spokesperson, Anil Baloni, also there, and the BJP West UP President, Mohit Beniwal, also present. And again, just I'll tell you about this is a quality of Mr. JP Nadda. And now the VS Edrappa master stroke. How Edrappa is just play a master stroke in the last week. How the Karnataka Chief Minister that was selected and recommended by him, Baswaraj Bommai, announced the airport Sivamoga will be named after him. But later on Sunday, last Sunday, he played in the master stroke. Everybody will say Edrappa is a old leader, staunch RSS leader, sometimes with the confusions and some tensions and some differences. He had left the party, but in 2018, with the behest and the assurance by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he rejoined the party, became the chief minister. After some allegation, he had to resign from party. And so, again, now the chief minister advising him not to name the airport after him. He just wrote the letter to Mr. Bommai, and airport should be named after someone who has more contributed to the betterment of the nation and the states. So by doing so, it not only silenced the critics and earned praises from the ordinary Kannadigas, and then moved to expected to appreciate by BJP top leadership. As according to the political circles, who are the expert for that, and we know how Edrappa is leader. And as you know, in the I think coming May 2023 election is there, so we'll see in the new arena and the new political equation how BJP will gain or lose. And now, especially for the new rule, how CM Uddhav Thackeray skips the event with the PM. I think in 2 months, second time, I think we can say the tensions and whatever there. Uddhav Thackeray, the first away from the Lata Dinanath Mangeshkar Award in Mumbai, where Prime Minister Modi was honored by the Mangeshkar family. Sources in the Sena said party is upset with the Mangeshkar family for not putting the CM's name on an invitation card for the event. That may be the reason. And Uddhav Thackeray, through visited the home of 80-year-old Chandrabhaga Shinde, was seen the protesting outside Matusri, his residence, against independent MLA Ravi Rana and Navneet Rana. As you know, support and protest, we can understand. And then he, according to government sources, Industry Minister Subhas Desai was assigned to attend the function on behalf of state government. And after that, Aditi Thackeray, the Minister of Protocol, was received to PM. Later, Environment Minister Adit Thackeray also joined the airport. Adit also son of Uddhav Thackeray and grandson of Balasaheb Thackeray. And we know this is not first time the CM has skipped the program with PM. On March 6th, when the PM visited Pune to integrate the Pune Metro Rail project, he had strayed from that function. Sena had said CM was recovering from the surgery. So we can understand how the CM deliberately avoided the sharing the dice platform with PM, as the government repeatedly alleged by the Mahavikas Agari MV leaders targeting the central agencies. And Shiv Sena chief spokesperson Sanjay Raut replied affirmative and refused to elaborate, but we can understand how the tension is going on the old Hindu staunch party Shiv Sena and the BJP. And if I today, I recall I have met um, 3 to 4 times to Honorable Hindu Hriday Samraj Bala Sahab Thackeray. I think no, no one can just see this type of incident nowadays, whatever we have this observing. So I think one day Uddhav Thackeray should understand the power of power of Hinduism, as well as have already repeatedly said in his candidate interview and off the record and the record to the people, Hinduism is only the key and the essence of the country, Bharat. So we know the power of Balasaheb Thackeray. We salute him, and but the son Uddhav Thackeray should something learn from his father for the sake of Sanatan Hinduism. And now we'll talk about uh, Mr. Uh, uh, Hemant Vishwa Sharma. Hemanta, Hemanta Vishwa Sharma, we know how Hemanta is growing and growing. And he was in, I have met many times, he was in Congress. After that, he came in BJP. Last 5 years, he is a minister in um, Sonu, last BJP government, Sarvanand Sonowal government. And recently, BJP allies with Guwahati Civic Polls, and out of 60 wards in Guwahati Municipal Corporation, 58 owned by the BJP and allied ADP, Assam Gan Parishad, and one each the Aam Aadmi Party and Regional Ajam Jatiya Parishad, one each seat. And GMC poll held on April 21st. After 9 years, the State Election Commission said BJP won 52 seats, including three uncontested winner, AJP 6, AJP and AJP 6, and AJP and AAP 1 each. Following the result, Prime Minister Modi thanked the people of Guwahati for a resounding mandate. Thank you, Guwahati. The people of this lovely city have begun a resounding mandate to BJP for Assam to build an agenda on development. They have also blazed the hard work of the state government and under CM Hemant Biswa Sharma. And he said, my gratitude to every BJP Karyakarta for hard work, as he tweeted on this there event. Assam Chief Minister Hemant Biswa Sharma said, victory result of the PM Modi vision and the robust development initiatives in the Northeast. I bow my head to the people of Guwahati for giving BJP an allies in history with the GMC elections. With this massive mandate, people have reformed their faith on our development journey under the guidance of Adarniya PM Narendra Bhai Modi ji. He tweeted, we are, as he said, we are hopeful of the winning, but suppose the public believes that since BJP going to the power in 4 more years in the state, they might well vote the civic polls too. And I think whatever this seed is there, we know how. Mr. Hemant Biswa Sharma is working hard, working first state to fix the and the plan the all narratives of BJP and for the organization, for the government as we know it, and accordingly just we analyze it. And so this is also one of the important states in the country who just already try to uh, define the BJP in the new form as a strong leader like Hemant Biswa Sharma, the first state who banned the madrasa, the first state who said the Muslim is not minority, and whatever he's saying in a very affirmative way and with a very um, systematically and disciplined manner. So I also congratulate Mr. Hemant Biswa Sharma for his good inning as a chief minister. Whatever his dreams did not come true under the Congress. And the last but not least, the Kerala Education Minister, Mr. V. Sivan Kuchi on the, responded the tweet by the AAP RTC stating the officials from Kerala visited government school in Delhi, asserting that his state department of education never sent any official for the purpose. And RTC MLA from Kalkaji responded saying that he never mentioned they were official from Kerala government, but already they have said, and we know if any Nobel award for the line for the AAP leader, either the CM Kejriwal, either any, they are expert on that, and they should give in so many lies. They actually basically exposed whatever they take in the name of the Kerala Department of Education has want to come to see the Delhi education model, whatever model they have tried to create it, and but already some other person, Kerala person, but not from the government side. So we can understand how the lies in politics and should be or should not be. This should not be. So there was inputs for the today. How just you feel it, how you think about this our new package for the news. I think we'll just please send your inputs and suggestion for the sake of the making this news bulletin and news analysis more vibrant for you, for the people, for our country. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.